Positions! Hold the line! Brace for impact! Counterattack! Hello, how's it going? Hope you're doing well. Today, playing some Selesyna humans in Historic, best of 3. Now, this is a deck I've been seeing popping up quite a bit lately, and I really wanted to try my hand at it. I'm not exactly sure where it came from, but I originally saw it on MTG Joe's YouTube channel. I'll put a link to his video down below if you want to check out his run with the deck. And then I also saw a post on Twitter by Taco Bite. Maybe they were the first ones to create this deck. I'm not exactly sure. Anyways, this is the deck. It's a pretty standard humans tribal deck, but it's got some new toys thanks to Midnight Hunt. Now, I don't want to go over everything in the deck because these first 3 columns are pretty standard stuff, but in this column right here, we get our new fun stuff. I guess we'll start with the Brutal Cathar, a 2/2 for 3 flip card that says when this creature enters the battlefield or transforms into Brutal Cathar, exile target creature an opponent controls until this creature leaves the battlefield. This thing can be absolutely devastating to an opponent who can't deal with a 2/2 or 3/3 on the field. Maybe they're not playing much removal, something like elves, just trying to go wide with a whole bunch of creatures. We can get a Brutal Cathar on the field and maybe transform it a few times, which is probably unlikely, but still, it could be pretty impactful, and it does get hit by Collected Company. We're also playing a single copy of Adeline, the Resplendent Cathar, a star 4 for 3 that says Resplendent Cathar's power is equal to the number of creatures you control. Our deck goes super wide, so this card can certainly get up there in power level. And then every time you attack for each opponent, create a 1/1 white human creature token that is tapped and attacking that player or planeswalker that they control. So this thing's pretty sweet. Nice little 3-drop that can hit the field, be a pretty big attacker. It also has vigilance, which can be nice in some cases. And then the reason to be going Selesyna, the big angel herself, Sigarda, champion of light, flying trample, humans you control get +1/+1, and then she has a pretty sweet coven ability. The coven ability says whenever Sigarda attacks, if you control 3 or more creatures with different powers, look at the top 5 cards of your library. You may reveal a human creature card from among them and put it into your hand, put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. So this thing's going to generate a whole bunch of value for us, and it's a 4/4 beater in the air that's pumping up all our humans. How great is this card? I also want to point out that this humans deck is also playing some man lands from the D&D set. We have 2 Cave of the Frost Dragon and 2 Lair of the Hydra. I always find that the humans deck is pretty capable at getting the opponent's life total pretty low, but then around the mid game, well, we're pretty susceptible to board wipes, and well, these man lands can maybe come in and end the game for us. Over in the sideboard, we got a couple of awesome toys, a couple of Gideon Blackblade. I'm always a big fan of seeing Gideon in the sideboard, so I'm glad that there are 2 copies in the side here. Bringing it against a hard control deck, they might have a hard time dealing with it. Also, a couple of copies of the Selfless Glyph Weaver, a human that can give our creatures indestructible. This thing is going to be pretty sweet, especially if we can hit it on a Collected Company, since it is a 3 CMC card. Then we have a couple of Skyclave Apparitions for removal, Yasharn, so our opponents can't sacrifice things, and a couple of Fateful Absences. I actually haven't played this card yet. It is a new one from Midnight Hunt, but it's some great removal that we now have access to. A little bit more Graveyard Hate, a couple of Dramoka's Commands so that we can fight with something. Maybe we can prevent damage from something like a Anger of the Gods. Pretty sweet, flexible card. And then finally, 1 copy of Night of Autumn, just in case we have to deal with some artifacts or enchantments. So that is the deck. Going to jump into some games and see how it performs. See you over there. All right, Selesyna humans in Historic, best of 3. I imagine this deck is going to perform well. It has a lot of powerful cards in it, and the new stuff like the Sigarda definitely going to be quite the beater. Opponent is on zombies. Awesome. So I guess we lead off on the Temple Garden since we don't have a 1-drop. Unfortunately, the deck is playing a lot of 1-drops, so kind of sucks to miss that. Thalia on turn 2 might be a way of holding off some of the opponent's aggression since she does have first strike. And as long as they're not playing too many lords, should be able to hold down the fort pretty effectively. Opponent having the god draw of Crypt Breaker 1 Lasso Tap after that, so that you can get a little extra card draw on turn 2. Always love seeing Crypt Breaker. Really impressed with the amount of tribal decks that I've been seeing. I think it was just a few months ago where I was complaining that I didn't feel like there was enough tribal support going around with the new sets, and suddenly you have Merfolk being a powerhouse. The zombie lists that I've made have been pretty effective. This humans left list definitely seems strong. Angels are still around. Lots and lots of tribes in the format. Werewolves I played on Monday. Yeah, they're a thing. Let's go tribes. Let's just get some spirits into the format. Give me my Mausoleum Wonder and Spell Queller, please. I really, really want to play those cards. All right, so the opponent taking their time with this decision. I'm not really sure what I'm going to be doing on turn 3. Definitely going to be playing one of these pathways out on... That sucks. On white. So they had the Dark Salvation to murder our Thalia. Good on them. Pretty neat little trick. They played the Dark Salvation for X0, so they didn't create any 2/2 black zombie creature tokens, but they were still able to give the Thalia -3. Now, I think the opponent probably won't attack in. They probably value that card draw since they are down to 3 cards in hand. And since they did take my... okay, well, the Brutal Cathar definitely changes things. I think I got to take that Crypt Breaker now. I was going to say they took my Thalia's Lieutenant, so maybe I'll just go out with the Ranger Captain, but we'll eat the Crypt Breaker. They can still draw a card and possibly remove the Crypt Breaker, or sorry, the Brutal Cathar down the line, but still a good idea to get rid of their card draw engine. Phyrexian Tower for the opponent, so they might be on a mono black strategy. Kind of feeling that way, which, yeah, mono black zombies definitely powerful, but I definitely prefer throwing in some blue or white if I'm playing zombies myself. Hopefully they don't have another Dark Salvation. Dark Salvation X1 would kind of suck. They would get back their Crypt Breaker, create a 2/2 zombie. They could even sacrifice the 1/1 here with the Phyrexian Tower and then do it X2, right? Yeah, they have 5 mana. So lots of possible options coming out of the opponent's hand. They do have the Dark Salvation, but they only go X1. Still pretty impactful. Doesn't matter what they attack with, they're still going to get a card draw here. Okay, so I could go out Ranger Captain, go grab a 1-drop and put it out on the field with the Captain. I could also put Sigarda out. I think I like the idea of Captain more. I'm going to put that on white because all of the 1-drops in the deck are white. And I think I'm just going to grab an Esper Sentinel. No, maybe it's a Dauntless Bodyguard. Protect my Ranger Captain a little bit. It is a 3/3. They might not be playing Lords, and that 3/3 might be able to block quite a bit. Okie doke. I think the time for the Esper Sentinel to gain value is probably gone. I have to imagine most of the cards that they'll be playing going forward are going to be creatures. They might have a few more, Dark Salvations or something like that, but they'll be able to pay the Esper Sentinel cost, and I don't think I'm going to be able to get any value out of it. Undead Augur for the opponent, so they're going to be able to start drawing a ton of cards, but they do have to be careful. Their Crypt Breaker is dealing 1 damage every time they draw a card with it, and then the Undead Augur is also going to deal 1 damage when something dies. I wonder if this attack is signaling a fatal push. I think it's probably still okay to block here. Save 2 damage. They'll draw a card, but they're still going to take 1 damage. And even if they do have the fatal push, I can sack the Dauntless Bodyguard to save the Ranger Captain of Eos. Okay, just another Reaver. Sure. pumping up their zombie army. I wonder if they intend to do that. I always forget that that's a thing. Okay. Probably put this out on white, I think. And I'm going to go Sigarda plus Dauntless Bodyguard, protecting the Sigarda and pumping up the boys. Okay. So that field is looking okay to me. I don't know if I want to attack in with the Ranger Captain. It might not be the worst attack. They have to put quite a bit in front of it. But they definitely could kill it. You know what? I think I'm going to go with this attack here. Because it'll force them to put one of these two vital creatures in front of it if they do want to remove it. They could just throw a last tap. Oh. Okay, so now I have to make a decision. Do I kill the two Reavers, leave the Undead Augur on the field, which is going to continue to drain them, but give them lots of card draw? Or do I just make them take 2 damage, draw 2 cards? I don't hate making them draw 2. I think I'm going to do that. And then I'm definitely going to be protecting it with the Dauntless Bodyguard. Okay. Maybe this is the wrong thing, but with Sigarda in the air, they're going to be taking 4 damage from that, another damage from the Crypt Breaker, and 2 more damage from the Lazotop Reavers blocking, which means they might eventually get to a point where they can't block very well with the Undead Augur because of this life loss. That's where my head's at. We'll see if that works out. Plus, I have the Aspirin coming down next turn. Can continue pumping up the Sigarda. Now, if they have some kind of exile for Sigarda, that's going to be a big problem. But fingers crossed, that's not the case. I'm also going to be tempted next turn to maybe turn on the Lair of the Hydra and attack in with it, so I can get a Coven trigger with the Sigarda, attacking with the 4/4, this 5/5 with the Aspirin token, I'm assuming, and then maybe make this a 1/1 or a 2/2. I can make it only a 1/1. Okay. So, they had the Murderous Rider. They take 2 more damage there. Risky stuff. But lifelink from the Murderous Rider could end up being pretty good for them. Hey. Okay. Doesn't matter. So do I want to throw my Lair of the Hydra at that Murderous Rider? I don't think I do. It would be a 2/2. If they didn't have the Murderous Rider, things would be a little bit easier, but I think it's not worth it. Okay. Oh, I misunderstood what the card was. Well, okay. So I totally thought this Coven is I have to attack with creatures, 3 different creatures with different power. It turns out it just works. Cool. Okay, let's go take a peek in their hand now. What do you got? Well, I guess I'm getting rid of the... So they get to kill my... Yeah, it's got to be this. They still get to cast it if they want to. So, no, sacking the Ranger Captain doesn't make any sense. All right. But what I can do is, if they go to kill the Sigarda, still going to be a damage short. I was thinking I could block on the Murderous Rider and then sacrifice the Captain Ranger, blanking the 2 life gain. And just getting all super cute with my strategies, but it's totally unnecessary and not going to work. So they get to kill my poor Sigarda, which, goodness, that card is... Yeah, that Coven ability, I definitely misread that. They could have attacked. Definitely missed something there. Doesn't matter. The opponent GG'd and gave up on that one. So what am I bringing in? I don't know. I don't think they have Graveyard Recursion. I don't know if Fateful Absence is actually going to be effective enough. I don't particularly like the Skyclave Apparition because they are playing a ton of removal, but getting rid of something like a Crypt Breaker could be important. They don't have anything to sacrifice. Could just bring in Gideon and go with the beatdown plan. I don't hate it. They'll have a hard time dealing with Gids. I don't think Adeline is particularly useful in this matchup. And I don't know how much I like Thalia either. Okay, yeah, bringing a couple Gideons. I always like seeing more Chads in my decks. Good old Chad. Hope he comes back one day. Hey, we drew him. All right, and the opening hand land looks pretty great. Shambling Gas, though. Oof. Poor Thalia. Cannot deal with the Shambling Gas. Oh, I wonder if that's the lair of the Hydra back there. All right, so opponent gets in. We play that out, and I wonder if it's the Luminarch. No. We'll do this. If they have a way of sacrificing the Shambling Gas like a Phyrexian Tower, that would be pretty miserable because they could get an extra 5 mana, or, well, 2 from the Phyrexian Tower and then make a token. No, they'd want to kill this. Don't listen to me. I'm just spinning my brain around. Wow, they do nothing. Well, I kind of think it's going to be an Elite Spellbinder, see what they got going on in their hand, and then Gideon next turn, and then hopefully Collected Company on the following turn. A little bit of a nombo with Thalia and Collected Company and Gideon, of course, but still, these are very powerful cards, and just slowing them down by a turn is not that big a deal. Okay. Whoa. Witch's Vengeance? Get out of here. And they also do have that Phyrexian Tower, so in theory, they could cast Witch's Vengeance next turn. I don't hate that play by them. Maybe tap the three zombies with Crypt Breaker, draw a card, Phyrexian Tower, Shambling Gas, murder it, create a treasure token, play the Witch's Vengeance for 6. They have a different plan. Well, okay. Let's put Gideon out on the field. Pump it up to a 5, so these cards cannot kill it on their own. And then swing in for 3, gain a little bit of life. I believe in you, friend. Wonder what that card is. If they drew some vital card there. Okay. They're just gonna... Okay. So they can use the Shambling Gas to kill off the Elite Spellbinder. That's fine. They still technically do have 7 or 6 mana, so if they really wanted to get rid of that Thalia, they could. Although, hang on. Oh, no, that's right. Oh, no, they had the Murderous Rider for Gideon. Oh, no. Another Collected Company without a land. So let's attack. They could put both in front of it. Could have put both in front of it. Get this Elite Spellbinder on the field. See what this last card they have in their hand is. Clutch of Dread. Okay. So the opponent is flooding out a little bit. And we can't commit too much to this field. Kind of really want them to throw off that Witch's Vengeance. They're going to get at least a 2-for-1 with it. They're not going to throw it 1-for-1. So I'm fine losing Thalia and the Spellbinder to it. And now rebuild with these. Although I could collect a company now. Yeah, I guess it's collect a company time now that I'm free of my own Thalia tax. I think that's probably going to be the best bet. Sure. I think this is an underappreciated card. I really like it. Glad to see it being played a little bit. Ooh, attacking with the Crypt Breaker. Nice. See if we can punish them. Probably going to be the case. Grab a Dauntless, if the game will let me. Let's see what that last card is. A Lazotop Reaver. Okay. So I get to get rid of that Crypt Breaker. That's huge. I think that was a greedy attack. Especially considering that they probably wanted to tap the Crypt Breaker along with these 2 zombies to probably draw a card. That's what I would have been doing. I think it's collect a company again. Putting this on the Elite Spellbinder since I probably need that 3 damage in the air to end the game. Be really nice to be able to collect a company and hit something like a Thalia's Lieutenant. 2 Thalia's Lieutenants, for example. They definitely have a lot of choices, though. Even though these cards are slightly taxed, they're still not the worst to be played. And they do have this Lord that I can't interact with. Oh, wait. I think I gotta go for it now. Well, those are not the cards that I wanted. I kind of feel like I'm okay doing this. Yeah. I got the better board. They're probably just going to go Diregraph Colossus this turn. Taking 9, yeah, going down to 4, that would have put me in such a bad spot. There's the Diregraph, okay. That is going to spit out a whole bunch of 3/3s, though, so I have to be aware of that. I might just Giant Killer it. Probably the best thing to be doing. And then I think loading up the Elite Spellbinder, getting a slightly faster clock is going to be best. I don't want to pay that 2 life. And I think I'll attack in with the Dauntless Bodyguard as well. If I go with the Esper Sentinel, that actually gives me lethal with the Elite Spellbinder and Luminarch on the following turn, because they'll be down to 5. Right? Yeah. My math was right. My math was right. My math is never right. Okay, irrelevant. Pay that mana. Good. All right. Well, pretty interesting game, but going to be able to survive and take a win here. Cool. Good first start and fun game. I thought that was fun. All right, let's keep going. Let's hit diamond. Oh, I shouldn't have said it. I jinxed it. Next one. All right, next one with Selesyna humans. I actually did play a couple games in between. I'm a big dum-dum. I stopped the recording to go do something for a few minutes, and then I forgot to turn it back on. And I just noticed. So, I definitely lost a couple of games in a row. One to Niv Mizzet, one to a deck that was playing Yawgmoth, which doesn't seem fair if I'm playing a humans deck and I run into Yawgmoth for the first time in recent memory. Wizards, I'm on to you. Anyways, back at it, and hopefully things are going to pick up for me. Opponent doesn't seem to be doing much of anything over there, so I think I'm just going to go with the Ranger Captain. Play on curve. Yeah, that makes sense. We'll get a Dauntless Bodyguard, I suppose. Follow up the Ranger Captain with probably a Sigarda this turn. And then hopefully I can get some extra card draw going with that. Don't really want to throw my Ranger Captain at the Bone Crusher Giant. It's unbelievable. The last few games that I played, the Niv Mizzet game and the other one, the Yawgmoth one, it just seemed like my opponent's decks were lining up beautifully against what I was doing, and it's a little disheartening, to say the least. I think I'm going to put this on the Cathar because I'd rather them not be able to get back their Bone Crusher that easily.
It's over when I say it's over.
But yeah, Chandra coming down for the Sigarda. Not a fan. Are you? Come on. I need to find this kind of luck. Maybe this deck is actually super popular and I'm just kind of running into people that are expecting this matchup. Because these decks are really weird. The way the Niv Mizzet deck just had a whole bunch of what do you call it? Deafening Clarions, which that's fun. This deck now playing that. Yawgmoth obviously playing Yawgmoth. This is going to be a pretty cool turn. So, Cave of the Frost Dragon's going to get in. It's going to turn to night. And the Moonrage Brute is going to be able to take the Thunderbreak region? I thought that's how that worked. Oh, it's when it changes back into that. I misunderstood the card. Well, I may as well do that. Since we are getting Goblin Chain Warlord. Again, really convenient cards that my opponents apparently have that are just lining up gorgeously against what I'm doing. I think in my intro, I actually said that when it changes into the Moonrage Brute, it will take something, but that's not the case. Okay. Well, I can't do that, can I? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, I can. When you flood, you can do anything. Cool. Taking them down to 5 is a little unfortunate. If they have a way of dealing with my Luminarch, my Cave is going to take an additional turn to take them down. Don't like that, but we'll see. If they cast 2 spells this turn and they can't get rid of the Brute, then when it transforms into the Cathar, I'll be able to eat something. That'll be pretty cool. Huh. Really surprised that I was able to fight through that one, considering how well everything was lining up for the opponent. But they definitely did flood out a little bit. So I think the Dromoka's commands are probably okay to bring in against them. Do I want the Fateful Absence? Maybe? Take out some of these big red creatures that they seem to be using. Thunderbreak Regent's really interesting. Okay, what is not going to work out very well for me? I think the Thalia's a little lukewarm. Adeline, I don't mind. I like the 4 toughness in the face of Sweltering Suns. Maybe go down. No. Go down 1 Esper Sentinel. 1 Thalia, maybe 2 Thalias. Thalia's Lieutenant's a little iffy too. Okay. Still, historic, even though it is annoying at times, I will say that it's still a super wide field. All right. I guess I'm just not allowed to win at this point. What do I keep? Do I? Yeah, okay. Yeah, give me all the X1s against the Chain Whirler deck. Thank you, oh merciful MTG god. Yes, yes, yes. You're so kind. Sure. Hey, Dromoka's command's okay. Too bad I'm kind of land screwed. Alright, Thalia's Lieutenant. If I can get the Dauntless Bodyguards on the Thalia's Lieutenant and this thing can get massive, maybe that'll be a way of making something happen. Just automatically targets it. Yeah, let's play into the board wipe. My wonderful defeatist attitude is shining through. Yeah, attacking with the boner. Well, with the bone crusher. All right. I think I'm okay attacking. So I would basically be trading a Dauntless Bodyguard for a Bone Crusher Giant here. And I think I'm actually okay with that. Alright. Dromoka's command to protect me from the inevitable board wipe. Collected Company is so good. Okay. Somebody's finally on my side. I did win the last match, right? Sitting here, or last game. Sitting here complaining about seemingly bad luck that's just in my head. Oh, taking 3 damage. Thunder Break. Regent. Sure. Okay, let's see what we hit. Okay, okay. It's actually not target of spell or an ability. It's not the worst card because I can tap it. I take 3 damage here. Put a +1/+1 counter on target creature. So we have we're 1 short of lethal. Oh, maybe I should. No, I missed lethal there. So the better play would have been Dromoka's command, fight the Thunderbreak with this, and then that. Yeah. Uh-oh. Am I in a bad position now? It's okay. It's fine. Everything's fine. Alright. Whew. Alright, gotta tighten up that play a little bit. Alright. One more. Alright, match 3. So far, it's okay. Deck's performing decently, despite my misplays in times. Gonna need another land, but maybe these man lands will come into play at some point. Might give me a little bit of trouble with mana sources though. If I need double, the deck definitely plays double white with the Captain Ranger of Eos. Opponent on a single mulligan and playing Merfolk. Okay, so the Cathar is probably going to do quite well against Merfolk. That's a good card. Let's go out with Thalia. Thalia blocks the Shoreline Scout quite effectively, and I don't imagine they'll have a way of getting rid of the Thalia. And then if they play a Lord here, Brutal Cathar on the following turn to eat the Lord. And now that we got Siggy, maybe that will be the turn 4 play. I think... You know what? I think I'm going to go aggro. I can probably race them down a lot better than they can race us. Okay, Master. So another great target for the Brutal Cathar. And now I've kind of baited them into attacking with that. So now I can get in for 4 this turn. They certainly don't have main board removal. Fingers crossed on that comment. And if I'm able to flip these Cathars and then flip them back, now that I have learned how to do that. Okay. Is it possible that they have the Flash Merfolk? Let's go look in their hand. Kind of feels like a Flash Merfolk, the 2 CMC Trickster, Merfolk Trickster. Show me your Trickster. I know it's in there. Alright. Can't fool me. I'm a clever boy. Go. Getting rid of that is huge. Okay, draw land. Draw land. Yes! Okay, so they can't play anything, which means it's going to turn to night. Do I block? No? No. Missed the land. That sucks. But how much damage do I have? Not enough, right? I only have 12. I can't play 2 spells to change back the brutes. A little unfortunate. So let's play out the ranger. Grab a Dauntless Bodyguard, I suppose. And then attack, attack, attack. Okay, I'm really glad they made that decision a lot easier, because I think things could have gone badly had they kept it going. So that's destroy. I don't like destroy. Okay, definitely gonna bring in this for the Svelun. The Fateful Absence is probably going to be decent because I am going to want to take out some lords, and I think the Dramoka's Command, similar thing, allows me to fight some of their creatures. Esper Sentinel seems quite bad in this matchup. It's not going to be able to hit too much, and I honestly think that the Giant Killer is not great either, which means I'm probably going to go down 1 Ranger Captain since I only have 3 Dauntless Bodyguards in the deck now. Alright, I'm fine with this. Alright. Be nice to end with a win against the tribal matchup here. Opening hand looks good. I don't think I want to lead on the Dauntless Bodyguard. Okay, I changed my mind. I think I'm definitely going to lead on the Dauntless Bodyguard now because of that Thalia. Yeah, let's get the 2-1 out there. It's a 2-1 that's going to keep growing. I can put it out. The Luminarch, help it grow. Obviously, the Lieutenant can help it. I'm kind of thinking I want to go turn 2 Thalia's Lieutenant because it's just going to get massive over the course of the game. Okay. So getting hit for 2 here, not a big deal. Alright. It's going to hang back for a bit. So next turn, maybe Ranger Captain, grab a 1-drop, and then on the following turn, if I still only have 3 mana, I can... That's annoying. That's really annoying. Now I might change my ideas. Yeah, I think I'm okay trading here. I don't want to hemorrhage too much life. Okay. So this Marrow Regery is going to be a massive pain in my neck because it's a tap down ability. So I'm probably going to have to fight at some point. I should attack, right? Yeah, I should attack. Because they're certainly going to be able to cast a Merfolk this turn. They're going to tap down the Ranger Captain. They're going to leave me with a Thalia, 2-2. If they have a Lord, I'm not going to throw a Lord or this under 3/3s. So I think I'm okay just getting in, because that's going to be the best result. Okay, pretty weak turn for the opponent if they only have the Shoreline Scout. Is it possible that they're sitting on some kind of Spell Pierce? Fight card, maybe? But they have a unclaimed territory, which definitely makes things awkward. I'm going to use this Dramoka's command at some point, but I don't know when. Hopefully they flash in a Merfolk Trickster here. Brazen Borrower. Okay. Okay. So we'll put the +1/+1 here. And then target creature you control. Target creature you don't control. Okay. Sure. I like the Brazen Borrower addition to the deck. It's not a Merfolk. Am I playing any non-human? Yeah, I'm playing the Dryad in the sideboard. Oh, they had the other Regery. Oh no. Okay. Yeah! Cathar to the rescue. How brave am I? Am I brave enough to start attacking here? I am. I'm a brave boy. So, best draw off the top would certainly be a land. Then I can go Lieutenant, Lieutenant, and then really start putting some nice damage on the opponent. They do have the Brazen Borrower. I do have to be... Oh, come on. It's fine. It's not that bad. Definitely blocking a Shoreline Scout if they come in. Down to 5, though. It is a land. It's still probably better to take out the Marrow Regery, right? This puts a ton of power on the board, though. I'm going to go Cathar. And I don't think I'm actually brave enough to attack now. I think I'm going to hold back. If they have another Lord, I don't want to be throwing the Cathar in front of that. And if they can get in with the Scout for like 2 or 3 damage, bring me down to 2 or 3 with the Brazen Borrower now in the sky. Yeah, I don't like that. Okay, a land is fantastic. So let's go see what they have in their hand first of all. Wow. Okay, I guess it's just the hope they don't have. They don't hit a land. That's the name of the game now. Do as much damage as possible. Okay. Oh, this is another interesting one. This is gonna come down to it. No land. Okay, so their plan is just 2 damage and then flash in the Brazen Borrower. So I guess I just do this here. Although, yeah, I do this. No question. It's Phelan. Okay, they drew a... It's a good draw for them. Okay. So it's probably Collected Company, right? Because that'll put... Or not Collected Company, Thalia, to put them off of the Collected Company. And then this is going to pump up the boys. We swing in with everything. All right, rebounded well from those unrecorded losses. There were losses. It's not a 100% deck. Anyways, go to a wrap up. All right, feels like I've been recording forever because there was like literally an hour in there that I was not recording anything, and it's always disappointing when that happens. I got to put a big sign on my computer monitor that says "Make sure you're recording." It's happened before. It'll happen again. I know it. Anyways, let's talk about the new cards. The 3 new cards are Sigarda, the Cathar, and Adeline. I was really impressed, especially with the Brutal Cathar. I misunderstood the card from the start. I thought that it exiled when it transformed into the Brute, but it does exile when it enters, and then it exiles when it transforms back into the Brutal Cathar. So it has to go through quite a bit to get 2 cards underneath it. Still, being able to exile something with a relevant creature type that transforms into a pretty powerful werewolf. Awesome card. Really happy to have it in the deck, and I think it belongs in the deck. Probably not as a full 4 of, but in some degree. Sigarda, definitely a lightning rod, but now that I understand the card, another one I misunderstood. I thought Coven was that I had to attack with 3 different creatures with different powers, but in fact, it's just have 3 creatures and then attack with Sigarda. So that's pretty sweet. It dies to a lot in the format. Opponents didn't seem to really have that much trouble removing it from my side of the field. Still, them removing Sigarda and not removing like a Thalia's Lieutenant or a Ranger Captain is maybe a little bit better overall. And then Adeline didn't really see enough play to really judge it, but I think it's pretty nice as a one-of. It's just, a cool one-of in the deck. Why not? Put it in there. It's also a knight, which knights is another tribe that I think is probably due for a revisit. I'm not sure if I put out a video. I remember I was planning a video and I was testing the deck, but I'm not exactly sure if I put out the knight video in the past. Anyways, they do have some new knight cards, and Adeline is definitely going to be an all-star in that deck. So look forward to that in the future. I'm sure it's going to be coming out. Anyways, that's it for this week. It's Friday. Enjoy your Saturday and your Sunday. Have some fun playing Magic, and I will catch you again on Monday. Bye-bye for now.